Chapter 16. Is there such a thing as quicksand? Maybe we can find shelter, Betty said. It'll be much easier to find the path in the morning. No, wait, I said. I reached in my jeans pocket. My phone. I have my phone. Why didn't I think of it? I gripped the phone tightly and held it to show my sister. But we don't have Windows number, she said. We don't need that, I replied. I'll call 911. They can send someone to find us and... What if there was never one out here? Betty said. What if... I can call Mom and Dad, I said. They wouldn't know how to get someone to find us. Well, go ahead, Betty said. She shivered. From the cold? Or from fear? She pushed my arm. Hurry, try it. I raised the phone in front of me and stared into the glare of the screen. I started to press 911, then stopped. I let out a groan. Oh no! Betty bumped up against my side. What is it? What's wrong? No bars, I said. No anything. Look, it says no service. Betty sighed. We should have known. The phone is useless. Well, at least we have a flashlight now, I said. I pressed the phone's light on, in time to see a large creature swoop down from the trees. Wings flapped loudly. It sounded like clapping hands. I tilted the light to it. I saw his white wings, and then the light fell on his head, on his face, its human face. Of course I recognized it, a man-bat. It opened its mouth in a long, shrill shriek, then it dove at Betty, flapping hard. Betty screamed and tossed her hands up, trying to swat the shrieking creature away, but the man-bat sank his claws into Betty's hair. Don't panic, I said. Uncle Wendell said the man-bats are harmless, remember? Well, no one told this man-bat, she screamed. The creature tugged her hair straight up. Betty swung both arms, trying to shove it away. Don't just stand there, Billy. Help me. What can I do? I stammered. What could I do? What could I do? I had the phone gripped tightly in my hand. An idea flashed into my mind. I raised the beam of light and aimed it at the man-bat. The light bounced off his wings and down his fat body. I moved the phone till I caught the creature's face in the beam. I saw his eyes go wide, the mouth open in surprise. The man-bat blinked several times, turned his head away, its wings fluttered wildly. I kept the light beam locked on it. The man-bat shut his eyes and uttered a shrill shriek. Yes, I cried. It hates the light. Bats hate the light. I kept the beam of light on his face. The creature flapped his wings hard and tried to lift off, tried to fly away, but his talons were caught in the tangles of Betty's hair. Ow! Betty screamed. She tugged frantically at her hair. What are you doing? You made it worse. The bat shrieked, flapped his wings, and yanked my sister's hair. She slapped at it harder, trying to fling it away. Stop struggling, I cried. I lowered the light and burst forward. I grabbed Betty's arms and held them down at her sides. The bat gave one last screech and jerked free. We watched it soar into the trees. Betty smoothed down her hair with both hands. Her whole body shuddered. She grabbed the tree trunk to hold herself up. That was horrible, she choked out. I saved you, I said. Score 1 for me. You didn't do anything, Betty snapped. The bat wanted to get away, and... Not true, I cried. My light. I stopped when I felt something brush against my face. I swatted at it with one hand. Something bumped the back of my neck. Betty brushed something off her shoulder. I swung the light on it and squinted to focus. Then they came clearly into view. Moths! Pale moths as big as robins. Moths swarmed around us, poking us, bumping us, trying to land on us. See what you did, genius? Betty cried. Your light brought out all these moths. They are drawn to light, remember? I swatted at a swarm of the big insects. Turn off the light, Betty cried. Turn it off. I clicked the phone and the light went out. But the moths continued attacking us in the dark. I dodged and ducked and swung my arms, but they swarmed over me, their thick wings scraping my face, my hair, the back of my neck. Ow! My sister's scream made me jump. They bite, she cried. Ow! They're biting me! This is your fault, Billy. I tried to bat them off me with both hands. Run! I cried. Maybe we can outrun them. My shoes slid in the grass as I took off. Moths clung to my hair, my back, my shoulders as I tried to escape. I could hear Betty's pounding footsteps as she followed. Heard her cries of pain as the big moths bumped and bit her and scraped her skin. They're going to eat us alive, she cried. Keep running, I shouted, and a big moth flew into my mouth. I started to choke on it. I heard a splashing sound. My jeans legs suddenly felt wet against my skin. I glanced down. I was kicking up water and mud. Water? Mud? Oh no, I murmured. I began to sink. Moths darted against my face. The mud, it was nearly up to my knees. I tried to move, but I was stuck and sinking fast. I turned and saw Betty struggling, batting at the attacking moths as she twisted her body, trying to pull herself forward in the muck. Billy, what's happening? She cried. We're sinking fast. The thick mud bubbled up around my waist. I felt as if I was being pulled down fast. Is there such a thing as quicksand? I shouted. If there is, we found it. A wide bubble popped up around me. Mud splashed over my head, and I sank under the warm, wet goo.